3 people stood in front of the mailbox. They were devastated. They'd heard rumors about the Cloud Project, about writing letters to strangers and receiving replies. But they weren't looking for that. They were looking for Clara. 3 days ago, they received a call from a nurse at the psychiatric emergency room. She said there was a girl who matched Clara's description. The girl had no ID, only a notebook full of paper cranes and replies. They rushed to the hospital, but they were too late. They only managed to see her before she was wheeled into surgery. The doctor told them Clara had overdosed on sleeping pills, but the ambulance was called in time. Still, he couldn't say whether she would wake up. So they waited. They waited in the hospital corridor, then in the small cafe across the street. Then they came back to the hospital. 3 days later, the nurse called again. Clara woke up. They arrived at her bedside. She was lying on a white bed, eyes closed, breathing weakly. The doctor said, "She's awake, but she doesn't know where she is or who you are." She asked for water and then went back to sleep. "I'll let her rest for now, but come back later. She'd probably want to talk to someone." They waited outside the door for another 3 hours. When they finally entered, Clara was sitting on the edge of the bed, holding a glass of water in her hand. She turned to them, eyes dull, and whispered, "Clara." Startled, they approached the bed. They didn't know what to say. "We don't need you to fold 1,000 cranes to live, Clara. We just need a Clara who is still breathing, even if it's just breathing with sadness." She stared at the glass, tracing circles on its surface. "I'm so tired." "Yes, I am. Let's lie down." The corner of her lips curved into a sad smile. "I thought I had disappeared." She cried softly, but no longer hiding it. "If you disappear, we will be the ones writing to you, sending you letters every day until you read them." Clara stopped crying. She looked at the girl and asked, "You've been here all this time?" "Yes, I have. We haven't left." Clara turned her head to look at the boy and whispered, "Thank you." He shook his head. "No, thank you, Clara, for trusting us with your pain, for giving us the chance to help you carry it. Cloud is no longer just a project. It is a red thread connecting people who have broken their hands while trying to hold on to themselves." The girl reached out to touch Clara's hair. It was short, almost a boy's cut. "It's okay. Now I understand why you wanted to cut it, so no one would know you were beautiful." Clara looked away, embarrassed. She didn't like that the attention was on her. She didn't deserve it. But no one said anything. They just held her hand, waiting for her to wake up more. A few hours later, when the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the room, Clara asked, "Can I go home?" "Of course you can. We'll go home together." She suddenly sat up, startling them. "But I can't go back. They'll lock the door behind me." "What do you mean?" "My house," she whispered. "My parents will lock the door." Winter came early that year. The leaves fell and the wind grew colder. The park where the mailbox stood was deserted. S raked fallen leaves across the empty playground. The old man on the bench seemed even more shriveled and hunched over. The mailbox was smaller now, just like Clara. The paint had peeled off its surface, revealing the gray metal underneath. But it was still open. There aren't many people writing letters anymore. There were a few scattered around the bottom, some new, some old. The short-haired girl picked up a letter. It had been crumpled so many times that the paper had almost turned black. "Dear Cloud, today I found out that my boyfriend of 3 years has been cheating on me. I feel betrayed and stupid. Why did I not notice it sooner? Will I ever find someone who loves me as much as I do? Love, Anonymous." She wrote, "You will. Not everyone is as lucky as me, but there are people who love you. Even if you can't see them or feel them, they're there. I know because I, too, have loved someone who didn't love me back." The girl closed the mailbox, tucked the letter back inside, and walked away. It's no longer a trend. It's no longer a healing story to post online. Just broken people talking to broken people.